Hello everyone, this is Torio, and I just wanted to come and make a video to give some of you some inspiration and some guidance that might help you out. Now, I see a lot of artists, they get into this and things don't go necessarily the way they want it to, so they quit. And if you feel like you can't handle the business or trying to get out here, that's fine if you need to get out of it. But if you truly want to be a career artist or band or hired musician, whatever, you can do it. You just got to put in the work. And sometimes it's a lot of work. Sometimes people can't put in all the work because they have families to deal with, they have another job, they have school, whatever. But if you really want it to work, you can make it happen. And it's just a lot of hustle, a lot of work. You might have to put in a lot of phone calls, meeting people, going to events and meeting people and just trying to get your name out there. Now, like I've said before, as far as making money with this, you're not really going to make too much on streaming, unless you're like a major artist. You're going to start getting some decent dollars. But as far as a fairly good-sized artist or band that is getting decent streams, and you can do your own shows and whatnot, streaming is not going to bring in a ton of money. It gets you known, and it's a way for people to find out about you. So you got to use the streaming. Yes, it brings them some money, but you got to look at it as a stepping stone to have these fans know you better. Because once you have fans that know you better, they will hopefully pay money, actual money, to go to your shows, to buy merch, to buy actual physical product like vinyl or cassettes. People are putting out cassettes now. Or, you just got to get your fans loyal, and streaming is the stepping stone to get to that point. Another thing I want to tell you, I've said a billion times, try to get an email list going of fans. And email marketing works so well still. You can send out a large an email to your large audience of emails and get the word out about releases, about shows, about merch. It works still. So don't think that email marketing doesn't work. It does. And also another thing I wanted to remind you of is you need a budget to make this work. You need a budget, but you need to make sure that you make your money back on your budget. So you got to really think and understand business, especially music business. But you're going to have to possibly buy ads, whether it's on social media or just wherever. You need to place ads either on Instagram, TikTok, maybe even just Google searches, SEO type stuff to get your product out there. You got to try to find the best way to spend your money, though, what kind of campaign you're going to do, so you could get the best bang for your buck. So do your research. A lot of artists think, especially starting out, that everything is for free. You're just going to put your music out there and the DJs are just going to play it if they like it. No, it's not like that. Major record labels spend so much money just to get music out there. So much money just to break an artist. I think like a major label, it puts at least $300,000 to $500,000 just to get an artist majorly known. You could do the same thing. It doesn't have to be obviously a $300,000 to $500,000 budget. You can do it on $1,000 just to get you out there, get you known regionally. And you got to spread from there. You have a simple budget, put your music out, start doing some shows, start getting known, you spread up to the next state, start doing shows in that state, things like that. But you got to get a return on your investment. So you got to figure all that out. Have a business plan. Figure, okay, I'm spending this much on ads. Are the clicks going to funnel into my website so they'll hopefully purchase merch, t-shirts, vinyl, whatever? You got to think like a businessman, because if you want to be a career artist, band, musician, whatever, you are a business, and that's how you got to treat it. Yes, we love doing music, but if you want to do what you love, you got to treat it as that. You got to make money on it, and that's the way it is. And I know some of you are thinking, it's not all about money. Yeah, I know, but if you want to do it full time, it's about money. You can't survive without money. So think like a business, do research, all that good stuff. You could go to musicpromo.org. It's a website, and there are a lot of resources there for musicians and bands, whatever, to help your music career. So check that out. The link is in the description. So that's all for today. I hope this helps you. Remember, you can do it. It just takes time, effort, hustling, all that good stuff. I'll talk to you soon.